Hi, my name is Winnie. I work for the Council on the Aging, better known as COTA Victoria. And welcome to the Reach, Train and Employ information session. Initially, we had planned for these sessions to be held in local libraries in Sunshine, Melton, Caroline Springs and Becca's Marsh. But unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we now have to do this information session remotely. So we've decided to record it for you so that you can look at it in the safety of your own home and at your own time. If you do have trouble listening to this video, or if you have any questions, please feel free to contact the Reach, Train and Employ team, and you can contact us on the following details. So you can call Shirley, and her mobile number is 0409 626 459, or you can email her at scarlos@cotavic.org.au. Or for more information, just visit our website, which is www.cota-vic.org.au/our-reach-train-employ/. Now I'll introduce you to the team first, so that you know who will be working with you when you join the program. Hello, so I will introduce you to the team. First of all, Steve, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name's Steve. I'm a program manager at RMIT, and we run Cert 3 individual support through the School of Vocational Design and Social Context. We're partnered with FSSI and COTA and Good Shepherd to bring you this training. So, yeah.
Fantastic, thanks Steve. Deborah, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Deborah. I'm the lead trainer for the COTA cohort for RMIT, training the Certificate 3 in individual support, and I'm looking forward to seeing some new students coming in.
Fantastic, thank you. And Helen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Helen Kermy and I'm the life coach with Good Shepherd. And the role of the life coach is to support every participant through the course and then on to employment. So I look forward to meeting you and to having a great journey ahead.
Fantastic, thanks Helen. And Shirley, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Shirley Carlos. I work with Winnie at COTA Victoria. I'm the project officer for the Reach, Train, Employ project. And if you have any questions about the project, you can contact me or need any assistance with the application process. I'd be more than happy to help. Thank you.
Fantastic, thanks. That means that we'll continue to go on with the presentation that I'd like to share with you. So I might actually just give the word to Steve and ask him why people should study aged care or disability. What's the benefit of working in this kind of industry?
Okay. Thanks, Winnie. I guess there's lots of benefits of working in the aged care and disability sector, and I guess that's a key difference between this program and other programs, in that it's geared towards people getting work in both aged care and disability service, and not just aged care by itself or disability by itself. So as it says there on the slide, 85% of all aged care workers were satisfied or very satisfied with their jobs and viewed that what they do is essential. And in our current environment with COVID-19, you'll see all health and community service workers are seen as essential work. So it's essential for those people that you provide services for, and it can be really rewarding in both aged care and disability. And you can find that by certainly asking anybody that you might know that works in the field of aged care or disability. Also, the other point is that disability and aged care sectors are two of the fastest growing industry in Australia. Not that we want to think about the number of people with disabilities, but basically at any time there's quite a large percentage of people that do have a disability in the country that need some sort of support. So it might be 4% of the population, but also we're all getting older and we all need supports, and we're all living longer as well. The other thing is, at the time of economic uncertainty, these industries provide jobs for people who are willing to step up and develop their practical skills and build a knowledge base. And we've found that people from all ages who have done our programs before, most of the people in that those programs have got ongoing work and really enjoy both sectors. Some come in with the idea of working in aged care, but they might end up working in disability and really like that. So you get experience in both doing the training, and you get experience to actually work in either sector. There's a whole lot of work that you can do across both sectors. So there's a range of jobs. There's not one job, one size fits all. So it's not just being a personal care attendant, or a personal carer, which is really important work. You can be a disability support officer. You could work in a residential service. You could work in a day program. You could become a set of personal care assistant. There's a photo there of a personal care assistant assisting somebody with daily living skills. You can be a home care worker. You can go into people's own homes and provide a level of support, so they actually get to live in their own home a lot longer rather than going to care. You could also become a school support officer. You do need some other training to become a disability support worker in a school, but you can also get work in that area. You can become a community house worker, it says there, or work in residential service, or you can run planned activities in both aged care and disability. So there's a whole range of jobs, and especially with the rollout of NDIS, it's not only you can actually work for yourself and provide disability service, or you could work for others, or you could work across both sectors doing a range of work. Thanks, Winnie. There's also some pathways in studying. So Cert 3 individual support. We've had people that have started off and done Cert 3 individual support. They've got some casual or ongoing work along the way, even while they've been doing placements. They've started working in disability services, and then they've gone on and done Cert 4 in disability services, and the other option is Cert 4 or Diploma in Community Service, or even the Diploma in Community Sector Management. A lot of people in the past have also used this as a stepping stone to get into Diploma of Nursing, or even a bachelor degree in speech pathology or occupational therapy. It's really the first stepping stone in a whole range of career path opportunities. Certificate 3 details. It's 100% tuition free for Certificate 3 in individual support, ageing and disability. It says at a world-class industry recognised university. And it's interesting, I was speaking to a student yesterday who was going to do a little presentation to assist in recruiting people for this program. She's a woman that's in her early 60s and started this program, and one of the things she said to me is when she was looking for work, she mentioned that she came from RMIT, and she said they immediately wanted to interview her because it's definitely a well-recognised university for its training programs. So training is a 12-month program. It says they're across 3 days of study, including online training, face-to-face training, and it says in the Milton Brimbank area, as well as student placements. Of course, in our current environment where we're social distancing, we're actually introducing the training at the moment all online using Collaborate Ultra, which is linked to our learning management system Canvas. So that's been quite interactive and everything else, but the program was designed for 1 day a week study, 1 day online where people work by themselves and did an online component, and basically 1 day of placement activities, but that varies with 4 basic 10-week clusters or programs. And it starts off in giving an overall view of ethics of care across both sectors, with a supported placement in aged care. And then the second cluster is more disability focused, and you have a placement in disability services of about 60 hours. That's if the program's running as it normally should be. So placements are a bit tricky at the moment until we stop doing all the social distancing and until facilities open up again to have students and visitors and everything else. The third cluster is around the aged care sector, so it's placement and aged care, and the fourth cluster is actually bringing the whole program together, and it's actually a lot focused on human rights and service provision, person-centred planning. There's full support in the program to undertake a minimum of 150 hours of student placement. As I said, that's what we normally do when we can actually go into these services, gaining hands-on experience at reputable social service organisations. COTA and RMIT have partnered with some aged care services in the Melton Brimbank area, and also disability services in Brimbank area. So placements will also be local to your home when we can get back in and do the placements or work integrated learning. You also get support from local employers, and those local employers are the same people that you would probably experience placement or work integration learning, and they're also linked to the project through our advisory committee. So it's a real partnership where local employers are also supporting this project, because the purpose of this training is not just to do the training, but it's actually to get an outcome at the end of it, and also some employment, and also those employers and others that we're liaising and partnering with, they also want quality workers in their organisations. So it's a win-win arrangement. But we have found that in most of our programs that we've run before, about 75% of our students actually do get offered casual employment through their work placements as they undertake the training. So it's a really good outcome. Thanks, Winnie. I feel like a newsreader.
Fantastic, thanks, Steve. It's a little bit unusual in this setting, but that's great. Thanks so much for providing that information. I might just now move on to the next slide, which will be presented by Helen from the Good Shepherd's Australia-New Zealand organisation. So Helen, would you like to talk a little bit more about the type of support that you'll be providing?
What Steve has mentioned is absolutely exciting, but it might also be quite daunting if you haven't studied for a long time, or if you feel that your work experience has not been anything like doing this program. So my role as the life coach is to support you throughout the whole program for the whole 12 months. That is in any challenges or issues that you might be that you might have to focus on, that might interfere with you being able to focus totally on the program. And as it mentions here, the program will focus on your strengths. It'll support you to set your own goals, provide feedback and a listening ear on your progress, empower you to experiment with safe small steps towards achieving your goals, identify and refer to specialist supports if needed, and celebrate your successes with you. Now, these are all core parts of coaching. Coaching is about walking with you on the journey, and the journey is you setting your goals, and the goals can be end of 12 months goals, they can be a week goals, they can be big goals that get broken down to small goals, but they're whatever challenges you have that we can assist you with to guarantee you success for the program. The other part of the program is to assist you in gaining employment. And so we'll go through and have a look at what skills you have in that area. We'll look at whether you have a CV, whether you've been to interviews, what your experience is in being asked tricky interview questions. So we'll sit down with you, and it's very personally, it's all very individually based. It all depends on what your level of skill is and what your need is. So it's very much individually focused. The second part, so to be the next slide, of the program is that we actually provide a financial capability and life coaching course, which is 4 weeks. And this course is on 4 different topics, but it's prior to the Cert 3 in individual support, aged care and disability. And the idea of this is to give you some knowledge, about financial issues, personal and other supports. It's on work-life balance and also in goal setting. So it's to give you that idea. It's also to get you ready, to get you study ready. So it gives you a bit of an idea about what the focus will be when you're sitting down to do a course. It's to assist you with a smooth transition into the Cert 3 and to boost up your confidence. Ordinarily, you'd be in a classroom with all the other participants and you'd be able to develop great networks as a result of this. In this COVID-19 environment, we have a fabulous setup through RMIT, which is all online, and people are having a great time getting to know each other and building up those connections and those networks. So the other thing about coaching is it's all very confidential. Anything that we discuss will stay within yours and my environment, and it won't go out of that. And it's there 100% to support you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Helen. I really appreciate that information, and I know that the students have really appreciated your help as well. So thank you for supporting the current students and for supporting the future students.
Thank you.
So we'll go on to the next slide, which is all about evaluation. So this program has been funded through the Try, Test and Learn Fund of the Department of Social Services, which means that this program is a pilot program, and we will be evaluating it. What we're going to do is to make sure that the project is working, and with that we mean the combination of working together with RMIT as well as with Good Shepherd and the life coach combination of doing a course together with the life coach. We are looking at whether this is working, is it effective, and how can it be improved? And if it is working very well, how can we roll it out to other areas of study or maybe other areas of location? So at the moment, we're only offering this program in the Brimbank, Melton and Beckus Marsh area, but we are looking to roll this out in other areas of Victoria as well. The main source of information for the self-evaluation will be feedback from yourself. So we've got an evaluator on board. Her name is Natalie Jacobson, and she's from the Future Social Services Institute at RMIT, and she will be asking for your support. All of this is voluntary, so if you don't want to join, that's absolutely fine. But if you do want to join, she'll be asking you to do a survey. She might do an interview with you, or maybe a focus group interview with a group of students to talk about the program and what's working and what's not, just so that we can improve the program whilst we're going, but also so that we can evaluate it at the end of the course and to make sure how we can do it better next time. Thanks for joining us, Carmen and Michael. I'll introduce you guys first.
Pleasure.
Carmen, you, as I understand it, you've previously completed a Certificate 3 at RMIT, and you're currently working in aged care, and you're very happy to share your experience with us. So we're very grateful. Thank you. And Michael, thanks for joining us. I know that you're one of our current students. You've just started the course a couple of weeks ago. And it's fantastic that you can share your experience with us that you've had so far. So it's great.
Thank you.
So I'll start with you, Carmen.
Yep.
So you studied the course of Individual Support and Disability in Aging at RMIT. And you're currently working in aged care. What has your experiences been like to study at RMIT?
For me, it was great. It was the best experience. I really enjoyed it. Yes. The instructors, they were very helpful. Like because of my computer skills were very limited, so they were willing to give me one-on-one help, which I'm grateful. And yeah, and then to meet people from different background, different age group, and which we still keep in touch. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
That's great. Good to hear.
Yeah.
And what were you scared of when you first started your studies? What did you think would be the most difficult thing to do?
Yes, well, my computer skills, as I said, were very limited, so I was scared of that. But as I studied, I became more confident with myself and with the skills. And yes, and of course the age differences, and not be able to finish the work. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, yeah.
And can you tell me a little bit about your journey of how you would get your first job? So you did your student placements, of course, like as part of the course.
Yes.
And how did you then end up getting your first job?
Towards the end of my course, I started on Google search, and my aged care came up, vacancy. So I applied, and 1 week they called me for an interview. And when I went for an interview, I was really nervous. But when they started asking questions, and it was familiar what I learned in class, so I was very relaxed. I knew everything. And then after 2 weeks, they called me back for an induction. And they asked me when I finished the course. And when I finished the course, the day after, they called me that I got a job. And when I want to start. They asked me when I want to start.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great news.
Yeah.
And are you still working there now?
Oh, yes. And I enjoy it. Yes.
What do you enjoy most about your job at the moment?
What I like most, I always had a passion helping people. So it's very rewarding. Like at the end of the day, when I see the smile in their face waving at me, and they look forward to see me the next day, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Sounds like a very rewarding job.
Yes. And yeah. And there's no age different now. My age didn't affect me at all.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. And what would you?
And now I learned how to use computer and everything.
Sorry, what did you say?
Computer. I know how to use computers and everything.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
You're even able to Zoom with us today. So
yes, I'm like Aramati helped me to achieve my goals. I graduated at the end of the year, was the best experience. The graduation day.
And what do you recommend future students?
Oh, to be diligent. Don't give up. There's times which it can be hard, but I am the proof that can be done at any age. Yes, my dream come true. Aramati helped me to achieve my goals. I love my job. Yes.
That's very good to hear.
Never give up. Can be done.
That's it. All right, Michael, I'll just move to you. So you mentioned that you're currently studying in the Reach, Train and Employ project together with other people that are older than 50 to study this course.
Okay.
What has it been like looking for work as someone being 50 plus before you started the course?
Well, Winnie, surprisingly frustrating and difficult, to say the least. I applied online numerous times with the Jobseekers supermarket brands and other retailers, being invited to interviews. I have excellent referees, but no actual job offers came through. In fact, the emails of rejection were impersonal. Retail employers did not provide feedback. So I was left with subjective thoughts. It's pretty hard because I love retail and I love working with people.
Yeah. And what made you?
Well, I have to say I applied for a job before I started my course. I was unsuccessful. But when I finished my course on my team, I had no problem. I got a job.
Brilliant. And Michael, what made you decide to study this course in individual support?
Well, I saw a news article in the local newspaper headed Reach, Train and Employ. And it caught my eye, and I thought, well, this could offer me a new direction to learn and support the aged in our community, and again, to work with people, which I think I'm good at.
Brilliant. And what has been your experience like so far in the program? And I should note that You started the program in March, just before the COVID-19 restrictions came in place, and then when we started the course, this began. So, in that context, what has your experience been like?
Yes, well, I've been in the project about 6 to 7 weeks now for the first semester, and it's been really great. I love it. It's I've learned so much. We work as a team. We learn together. The course is it's a mixture of class time with my moderator. It's a virtual workplace called the Greendale Community, and the online resources to connect with other students. I've received a tablet so I can access the course online and with weekly coaching support if required.
What has been some of the barriers that you've faced, and how did you sort of work through those?
Well, one of the barriers you've just mentioned yourself, Wenny, which we're all under, is the self-isolation caused by COVID-19, and face-to-face classes are not allowed, which meant that we've had to revert to online visual classes. I've overcome these challenges by, I suppose, being patient and confident that things will revert to some sort of normalcy pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, we hope they will anyway.
We hope they will. That's right. Be positive. Yeah, that's right.
That's it. What kind of work do you hope to be doing when you complete this course?
Well, when I have my certificate in my hand, Certificate 3 in Aged Care and Disability, I'll be applying for support worker and personal care assistant positions with aged care facilities in my local area. I've been looking on seek.com or ethicaljobs.com, which confirms that there's a huge demand for support workers. And I think that the certificate will help to unlock the door to future employment, which I'm keen to start.
Brilliant. And what do you recommend future students, Michael?
My recommendation is the same as Carmel, that is to apply and register for the course now, be part of the growing aged care and disability project. Australia has an increased aging population, so it's a really good opportunity to get involved in this sector. So do it now.
Brilliant. And just one more question, Carmen, that I'm now just keen to ask you. So a lot of people are obviously a little bit more scared to find work when they're older. You know, when they're 50 plus, it's harder to find work. How have you found that? Because I believe, if I might say so, you're 62 years old.
63.
63 by now.
Yeah.
So how have you found that?
Yeah, I was in the same seat, but I didn't get any. No, I got the job. I don't know. Maybe it was RMIT, because as soon as they heard me that I finished the course with RMIT, they were very impressed. That's why I believe RMIT helped me a lot.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you haven't found any barriers because of your age?
No. The first job I applied, I got. So yeah.
Brilliant. All right. That's great news. Thank you so much both for your support and for explaining your experience to future students. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Pleasure.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.
So now, of course, the question that you might have is, am I actually eligible for this program? So as I mentioned, we are supported by the Try, Test and Learn Fund from the Department of Social Services. And we're also using the free TAFE eligibility criteria. So that means that to be eligible for this program, you need to be about 50 years of age or older. If you are a little bit younger than that, that's okay. We can probably make an exception, but do speak to Shirley about this and we can see what we can do for you. You're looking to be eligible for this program, you need to be currently unemployed or underemployed and looking for work. So if you are currently already working in a full-time job, it might be hard for you to study 3 days a week. Again, have a chat to Shirley if you're not sure if you're meeting this criteria, so that we can see if it will be a good fit for you. Of course, you need to be interested in working in the aged care and disability sector. We are looking to support people to study this so that you can find work in this sector. So if you don't like working in it, then this study is probably not for you. We're looking at students who are living in the Brimbank, Melton and Becker's Marsh area or surrounding areas. So if you're living in a suburb quite close to it, and you're happy to travel to this area for training or for student placements, then you're perfectly welcome to join us. And finally, you need to be eligible for free TAFE. And that means that you cannot have done a previous free TAFE course in the last 12 months. You also need to be a permanent resident or citizen of Australia or New Zealand. And you need to have a unique student identifier. This is a number that will be generated for you and that is unique to yourself. If you've already studied in the last couple of years, you probably have a USI or unique student identifier number. But if you haven't studied for a long time, you probably don't, and that will help you to apply for one. All right, where to next? What we'll ask you to do is, if you're wanting to join this program, please get in touch with Shirley and also complete the online application form. This is a form that you have received in your email inbox and that you can click on to complete. Once you've done that, you will be asked to formally enroll with RMIT. And to enroll with RMIT, you need to complete a language literacy and numeracy assessment and also complete your formal enrollment with RMIT. It will depend on the environments where we find ourselves in, whether we will do this remotely, online, or whether we'll do this in person in a classroom. We will get back to you on that as soon as government protocols have told us what we can do. However we do it, we will make sure that we help you along the way, whether that's through phone support or through email support. We will make sure that we'll help you every step of the way. To be able to do the online enrollment, you will need a computer, a tablet, or an iPad, and you also need an internet connection. Now, if you don't have those things, we will ask you for this in the application form. If you have a problem accessing these items, we will help you. We can provide you with an iPad and we can help you set up with internet connection if this is what you need. So please talk to us and we'll support you. So that's it for this slide. In order to complete your RMIT enrollment, you'll need a few formal documents. So you'll need a passport or a birth certificate to prove your identity. You'll also need a green Medicare card, and you'll also need a driver's license or a form of ID such as a key pass, which has your photo on it, but also your address and your name and details. So these are the things that they will ask you for the RMIT enrollment. You do not need these for the online application form, but you will only need them for the RMIT enrollment. All right, so to apply, please complete the online application form. And if you have any other questions, please contact Shirley on 0409 626 459 or by emailing her to scarlos@cotavic.org.au. Now I'll just go back to the team and see if anyone has anything else that they'd like to share with the group.
I just wanted to add also, Winnie, that a lot of people, when they first start these courses, they're quite daunted by the fact that they are doing extra studies. And our job is to make this as easy a process as possible. We're there to help, and our general comment to most people is, if you have a problem, please come and see us, because you won't be the only one. I can guarantee that one person asks a question and at least 3 people say, oh yeah, I wanted to know that too. So our job is to help you as much as possible. And I really enjoy being here, being a trainer and assisting people to increase their knowledge, but also I want to see new people come out into the aged care sector and the disability sector to help those people that really need help. We want some really good carers out there, and I'm hoping that from these videos we'll be able to meet new people and have lots of new staff come in who can really uplift our clients.
Fantastic. Thanks, Deborah.
I was just going to say too that the students that are doing the program now are really inspired by the whole program. They're very pleased with that. Firstly, they come across and they're quite unsure. Some people have joined aged care and disability. It's a totally new industry for them, but they're very passionate about it. They've looked after a loved one, or they have done some work in an aged care and disability sector facility, and they're very curious about it and want to give back. They want to care for others. And the people love the course. They find that it's very engaging, very practical, and they learn a lot. So I could only encourage you to apply.
Thanks, Helen. I was just going to also add that this program's actually set up the group, or the cohort of students, potential students, are people 50 plus, unemployed or underemployed, because we all want, if we are employed, we often want more employment than we actually have. But the really important bit, if I was at a normal information session talking to a group of potential students, I would talk about the life skills that you have from the jobs that you've had and the experience you've had, and you bring those things to, as Deb said, to the clients that you'll be looking after, whether they're people who are aging or people with various disabilities, and your whole life skills in having families and work experience and all those things transfer really well.
Yeah.
And I think the opportunity in this program is also with the Good Shepherd Foundation having the links to some personalised coaching, and that's the stuff that makes a difference. And we'd certainly love that in every course, because we often find that it's not just the content of the training around aged care or disability, it's the personal development stuff that really assists people, that they can transfer in their own life and provide better service for those people that that you're going to work with. So good luck, and hope you consider this as a really worthwhile venture, which it is.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Fantastic. And I think just to stress, I don't know if we stress it enough, but the course is completely free. So usually when it's a free TAFE course, you still have to pay student amenities, or there's some hidden costs around this. This course is completely free, and we will support you with anything that you need to study, so that you're not out of cost. So that means that we will also include a first aid certificate or a police check, and any other supports that you need, so that you can get to work, because that's the plan. All right, I think we'll conclude it here. So if you have any other questions, as mentioned before, just please reach out to us, and we look forward to hearing from you.